So is that better? Is the sound better there? Or should I just take this phone and put it here? Maybe I should put it there. So I don't know if I have sound, so I have to wait until you get on the screen. So do I have sound? I think I have someone. Gusiana Mudumowa join. I can see someone has joined, so I don't even know if I have sound. Mugade na sound nikyoda may restart. So do I have sound now, or should I restart it again? Yes, you do now. George Diongo ni thayo na Roberts, Carmine Roberts. So, let's get back to it. So, your birthday is a screenshot of the alignment that was above you when you came to this world. So, on a birthday, you are doing it wrong. The reason you should be celebrating your birthday is because after that transition, after the sun has gone round, you have learned a lesson. That is how you're supposed to be celebrating your birthday. Now, let me start from the basics. So your birthday is the day, or rather, your birthday is a screenshot of the alignment. So once you came to this cosmos, the day you choose to come to this world, remember, key thing, you came into this world. That is why you come inside a woman as a man. You are coming into something. When you go to the Bible, in the beginning, meaning inside the beginning. So when you come to this world, so this world starts at the womb, conception. Now you are there. But remember, during conception, you are nothing. You are nothing. It's just, okay, so a fetus is not you. You gain your wings to fly, or you are birthed the day you are birthed into this world. Let me repeat this. Your birthday is the day you receive air element. The first day you take your first breath of air. That is your birthday. That is when you are born. Okay? Born. That frequency of B-O. Born. Boned. Bone. Everything has structure. Bone has structure. To be born, there's a structure. Anything that has bo, okay, B-O, the frequency, bo, and there has to be a whole, O. So you are taking the B, the Bether, the Bethlehem, the body, okay, the duality, the thought and feeling. So first, what is your thought? That creation, and then tunasemanga, the world was created with thought, the word is thought. So when you combine the two, okay, now you have a thought and feeling. So you are taking, so first, twaje na mwe. Imwaneke, what is one? Individuality. 2, duality. 3, your surroundings, your parameter, your nature, everything that is surrounding you. So, Mary wants to be in your video. Mary something. You're almost welcome to be in my video if you have a question. So I'm going to add you as we continue. So, once you come into that world, that is why you are going into a body. A B, a belter, a better, a house. Now, that can go in so many ways. Now, the day that you are born, which is your birthday, is a screenshot of everything as it was aligned when you are born. You are influenced by the stars. You are influenced by the people, things, and the people, person of things surrounding you. AKA, if you are born in a slum, that is going to affect your life. Once, you are born out of scarcity, so you are born in a very caged area. So if you can be influenced by the people, places, and things around you, what do I mean people? Maybe you are born to a single parent. Okay? So anything that is surrounding you can affect you, can influence you. Outliers. Outliers are the peoples, these children of presidents who, in their whole lives, that you are born in a royal family, you go to the best school, you always have security, you are put up in businesses. As you met outliers. So since you know you are not an outlier, then you know that the life you are living right now is as a result of the people, places, and things surrounding you, your environment, your three, that the one that completed your triangle. Now, ugirora goko thino ri, you could realize that everything has a spiral. If you cut a tree with a power saw, you will notice that the tree grows in circles. When you look at your head, you will notice that your hair grows in a circle, a spiral. So everything begins from a point, a specific dot, a point of reference, a beginning. But in that beginning, it has to be spiraling in one way, shape, or another. Whether it's a cell that is going around in its membrane, communicating with the cells, you have to be rotating. So out of that rotation, as a body of water, this element that we are in, this star, that rotation okay, that is the rotation you see in the trees. Tukauga o mwaka muti ni ukuraga ringi imwe. Every year a tree grows another ring. Every year a tree grows another ring. AKA every year a tree completes a rotation. So every 365 days you complete a rotation. That's not an year for you. Okay? So your birthday, Jegamo Dhake birthday more than one. Because I know how my alignment works. I was born on May 15th. My birth certificate says August 15. That was an error that happened when it was being printed. But that is beside the point. Okay? So I've always been celebrating 2 birthdays. I don't imagine how comes you have 2 birthdays. The mera and the government na ya maito. And the mera assume I agree. But now it made more sense on how it happens. Now, uria tugire tukianjiriria. Agikorwo kimera gitihapenaga hindi ciothe at a specific date, aka mukoga mbura ni iracereirwo. Mbura ni yaura tene muno, but you are missing the point. Mbura ndinacererwo, mbura ndinaura tene, mbura yoka haria yokagira. So it's a rotation. And since we know that we have comets and asteroids and things that affect everything and growth, to the point we have children who have stunted growth, ukoga mwana ucio ndakuraga wega tondu ndariaga wega. Mwana ucio ni ahomire ni undu wa mirerere yake. Okay? So they have what you call stunted growth ni undu wa mirerere yake. Now, let me stay like that. Once you understand that, then you take that from the micro, the version on the ground, and you take it to the macro, the bigger. As above, so below. Then you realize that in life, or rather out there in nature and everything, it's okay. You'll find that haria date yaku yukagire witaga date of birth. For example, I just said, you have heard me saying all the time that I'm a Taurus, May 15. So every time that May 15 comes, people want me to celebrate my birthday. But on the alignment, on the natural chart, maybe that day, me completing the circle is not falling on May 15th. I may complete the circle, but everything changes. So what you think is May 15th, are shorter days, and we know that the sun, every year the sun is moving 1 degree. So through all the years, we have been moving degrees. Through all the years, we have been moving. So where you used to fall on the date is not the same date. Not Mutiga celebrate birthday. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. Wanasemani anado kaiwa modosio na midlife crisis. Kaiwa modosio abehave at a teenager. No miaka yake ndiramwitikiria. Niki, tondu mundu ucio ni akurite mwiri. Physically, you are grown. Tondu every year you are celebrating your birthday. But spiritually, inside you are not grown. Spiritually, inside you are still stuck. You are still young. You are still stuck on new things, new ways of initiating things, all that Mercury energy. So, since we know that anything that is a source of life, it means that is a space, and you know that to start from a center, you have to spiral out. For example, igikwira ucore kindu kuma haha gatagati no nginya uthii outside, and for you to go outside means you are spiraling outside. You are spiraling. Okay, so energy sources, they always spiral out. Nikio ungiakia thageri wote mwaki, the energy is thageri, no nigetha urugari ucio gukinyire it has to spiral out. It has to spiral out. Na ni ukuigua guoka ruhuo ukaigua mwaki ucio no waingiha ukehera thageri wanyiha ugakure. So it is spiraling out all the way to your feelings. Your feelings spiral out. That is why you can have a heart feeling. Ukauga, it's coming from my heart. It's spiraling. My heart is spiraling. A mental feeling. It's spiral. Ukauga, I have spiraling thoughts. My thoughts are revolving around something. They cannot be revolving if that is not spiraling. My eye. Oh, see her. My eye. So you cannot revolve if you're not spiraling. Okay? So every starting point is a rotation. We have the sun rotating. The sun is it's not actually rotating, but for the sake of this video, rotate. The moon is rotating. It's not actually rotating, but for the sake of this, let's say it's rotating. Okay? So as you curve, as you go through a shift, you are shifting in degrees. So your birthday should not be at the same month every birthday. Ati ogo birthday yaku ni mweri 15, kogo yake ya mweri 15 niyo birthday. Na nikionaga it even makes sense na andu matimenya. Ukaigua mundu ekwira atiriri, birthday yakwa ni ya mweri 13, no to wako we Saturday ni tukame we Friday, Wednesday ni tukame celebrate we Saturday mweri 16. So you are agreeing that since you cannot celebrate your birthday on a weekday, you are pushing it to the Saturday. And on that Saturday, when you are cutting the cake, is it your birthday? You are actually, my birthday is on Wednesday, but since I was working, we pushed it to the Saturday. Nagakurai sawa sawa. Okikora alewera ni sawa ntoke kiate. So that means I easily accept you shifting your dates because it is shiftable. My spirit knows it's okay to change the date because that is not the actual date. Wanakigwa andu haha matiri mamenya birthday cia soso. Okay, soso wanyu aciarirwo ri turageragia gwiciria riria maruite ngana guka riria maruite tukona no warika riho riria matura nguru ngana. So you are guessing. So even riria murandika rugano aria mandika rugano no wona makiandika ukaigwa makiuga soso aciaritwo ringi kuria ni kindu 28 no ndaikora mukuru muno no andika 28 we no ahinde yo. So you are very easy, you write 1928 because you know it's not important. So this thing of making a birthday so important no itadiramenya niki. Now no wakigimara you are getting through the revolutions around the sun. Okay, so what is the importance of your chart? Now, for example, religion is lazy. Religion is laziness. Religion teaches you to tell someone to take the wheel. Religion teaches you to take all your responsibilities and give them to someone else. All the way to the point now you just want to sit down and think someone is going to act on your behalf. Religion is laziness. But we know in this life that anyone who has ever made it in life, in whatever field or something they have gone after, they have only succeeded because they went the extra mile. Okay? They gave it everything. They pushed harder. They work harder than everyone else. AKA, they were willing to go the distance. So in spirituality, you don't have to be lazy. You have to know your alignments. You have to know these things. Now, every year, you are supposed to learn specific lessons for yourself every year. Nikyo mwekuwaga utire muthenya ukiyaga to uri ungi. You're supposed to be learning your lessons. So every year, o mwaka, no wagukorwo ni urathomire kaundu kageni. No wagukorwo ni uramenyire kaundu utaroi. Ndungithi o mwaka utakumenya undu. You shouldn't. You are always supposed to learn your lessons. Now, how you learn your lesson is kaundu kau gagiuka hindi ingi, you are not in the same trap. For example, niryo turia iretu mareha meruru mucie gana people who get children in their homes. Let me use this as an example. Ukaigua muiritu ucio aciarire kwao, ukaigua mundu akweta maka muiritu ucio aciarire ciana inya kwao na gutire wa muthuri uyu ungi, ciothe o mundu either different na aciarire kwao, meaning ucio ni mundu utara learn lesson. Hatire mwaka aranagi lesson. Ni arakura mwiri, she's growing, she's getting bigger, more boobs, more ass, she's aging physically, the external, but her spiritual on the inside, she's still a baby. Darakura, dara learn lesson. Nikio bado arathi asemania nyingi na mwanake bado agaciarira mucie, agatigira nyingi nyina mwana, nyina kamwa ndo acoke uciara uko no ciana akakinyagia ciana inya ithano. It's a good example. That's the best example I can use, because that person is not learning their lessons in life. You're supposed to learn your lessons in life. Nikio muwe kuuga muda sokagia kara haria katea haria rumirwo. Okay? Now you get my drift. Now, when it comes to your life, let's say for example, you have what you call bad luck. Wakiuga mundu wakiuga tamanya nie ndire munyaka. Tedi ukaiuga niki ndire munyaka niki. Tijika kaundu agacoka gakagaruruka. Kana nduraga hijiga biacara ngahinga, o ndaiga wira ngahinga. No urahinga niki? Tondu no waregire gukura. Your body is aging. You are in your 40, 50, 60s. The same way you used to be in your 20s. Survival. I'm a good example. I like giving examples in myself. I would say for the last let me see, for the last 8 years, no, for the last 5 years, I have grown. I've been in a shift of growth. But before those 5 years, I was stagnated. I was going through life okay. I've always been driving anyway. I was still, if that is what you can consider, because a lot of people consider things like those ones. So I can say, even back then, I was still doing what I'm doing now, but I was not growing inside. I was not growing spiritually. And how you know this is I was finding myself stuck in the same rotation and purpose and patterns. If that makes sense. You still find yourself in the same kind of relationships, whether it's girlfriends, or you still find yourself in the same kind of circle of friendships, whether you just go to party and everything. So you are growing on the outside, you are spiraling with the world, but on the inside you are not learning your lessons. You are still stuck in a loveless marriage. You are still stuck in an abusive relationship. So the world is going on. AKA you are not learning your lessons. To the point, here you are, these are our mothers. You are 60 years old, you are still single. Because your mentality inside, you are supposed to be single. Dogikarania na mundu. Tondu meciria maku onogoe na miaka 60 uhana mwana kana muiritu uria wa miaka 20 utago ni gukorwo hikite. Niguo wina ciana no karera. No meciria maku mahana ma mundu utahikite. Your mentalities. So you are still 60. You are not working. You don't have a job. You are still struggling. The same way someone who is 20 in college is struggling with you. You are still looking for a job at 60. A college girl is still looking for a kibaru ya kuhura nguo nefea. Okay? So usiara na kugia ciana nodo nakura ye spirit. And a lot of people are even reincarnating because they were baby spirits. Okay? You are 60. You are still going back to a cold bed. You have no husband. You are 60 as a man. You kicked your wife away. You are still sleeping as a bachelor. Onokiretwo ni young man, todo young man yaragithi club agoka na mundu. Uyona mundu riu onorari saiko andu akuru bado. Is it making sense? So, yes, you are 60 as a man, but you are alone. You are divorced. You are not divorced because you are not of age. You are divorced because you don't have the maturity enough to sustain a relationship. You are not mature enough to be able to reason with a wife. So you are still a child. Though ni ukurete no karera uri o mwana. Now this goes deep, because this goes so deep to the point I find people and I meet people. I've been to places I've not been allowed to speak because of my age. I have made it make sense that your old age, your white hair, your bent back means nothing to me. I am older than you spiritually. Umeona mengi, but still you have not learned your lesson. Because even if you had learned your lesson, you would allow me to speak, because then you can tell that God can come in all ways, shapes, and sizes. God is about all possibilities. The same way andå mathiä rå-gano-inä rwa Bible atä makaeta kahä kau gakä rä a kä rä ra na thuri. When that Jaman, when Yahshua used to go and sit with the people who are older than them, the Pharisee. So you hating on me, you are the 21st century Pharisee, because you are hating on the truth. There's no difference between you and the Pharisees of the back who are no one is hating on me. I'm just giving an example. Thou shalt not cast stones at Jagamudaka, because I don't do the same thing to you. However, I do not sit on the side and allow, especially Kido Dramenya, I do not allow you to just lead people astray. Just because you have a white collar, just because you have white hair, just because you are called Archbishop. That is nonsense. Those are just titles. You don't know nothing. Take an esoteric seat and sit your ass down and be teachable. Now, since we have spoken about the spiral, that, let's say for example, basically wena oge gana ogo wa whatever. Watotiga kuga ogo wa no tuhuthere ogo wa njata. Tuge your Mercury, which is how you think, initiate, and communicate. That Mercury energy is in Aries. Aries ni ajiro ni nyumba ya mbere. Okay? Nitume hau tutige kuthiecia kiria icio ni ciiko mute muno. Because I have a feeling a lot of my videos our people are still too asleep. Our people don't want to. But I'm here to teach you how to ascend. I want to teach you right now how to ascend. Do you know how to remind? Sometimes I remind you, sometimes I teach you. I want to teach you how to ascend. Because I can pick the energy. No one is following. So it's learning now. Okay? Now, Tanetotwe, your Mercury, which is thinking, initiating, and communication, is in Aries, aka Ajiro. So by default, where was your roli wagate, Oretanagia na Ajiro, Okaga Ajiro maruta magogona, Ajiro matogoragia magogona. So by default, Toako Hewigere Kiwe, Wagotogoragia magogona, Todo emojiro. No dokurete okoro emojiro. Title ni rago itamojiro, aka no athi wakora mundu mugo. Kana wabogo. Ukauga jitagiro bogo ni mojiro todo ajiro ri nio ene kuruta magogona gikuyu-ini no mojiro ucio ni mwana ni mani athiite miaka mingi muno na akimogokora na miaka mingi muno physically no ni mwana hakiri todo ndoi kiria yatumire aheo title ya mojiro. Now this is what I mean. Let me make it more sense. Tu meri kwa bogo ni to mutie da kuigwa ro wa bogo muiciragia bogo ni orogi na maundu mangi ta mau iyo ni yako. Now, let's come back to us now. Let's say your Mercury is in Aries. Let's say you are thinking, initiating, and how you do all these things is in Aries. So what is Aries sign? First is is thinking, is associated with thinking. There's a lot of fire energy there too. They come with fire, so you know fire transforms, fire consumes. Fire quickly changes things. So the way we ore siragia na wika maundu ri, it will be in a very fiery way. Kaundu karoneka, kaundu keruko yokarikania na kono gakadetach, that kind of energy. Now every year your seasons gonna, those alignments will be falling on different patterns. So every year you are learning something new. Every year you are learning to use the same energy but in a different way. So you're supposed to be learning and overcoming that thing. So when you overcome, you are expanding your spiral. Because kaundu kau goka next year ri ndugageka ringi. For example, let's say you are trapped in gambling, football gambling, but you know your football gambling is not doing anything for you. Hati kindu wonaga ukagambo na ukahia. So aikorwo turago heaga hindi ciothe unjiraga ndutitwo ni gatimu kamwe, ndarutwo ni gatimu kamwe, ndarutwo ni gatimu kamwe, we ndurakura. Uguo ni kuga in 5 years gaukora bado ukibeti o ukinjira urarutirwo ni gatimu kamwe, ndarutirwo ni ndiro tondu ndura learn. Ni urakura physically miaka, no ndura learn how to use the alignment. Tondu wagiru ni warutwo ni gatimu kamwe, ukeuria kurutwo ni timu imwe niki. So ni timu ndekira nyingi, inginyihanyihia timu njigaira timu 13 ni gukoroka, ingikira timu 5 ngana njikirage mubira umwe iria ndiramenya ni sure bet kava nyongagire mbeca ndahia ngakihia ndaria. You get what I'm saying? So you are learning your lessons. So you find a lot of people are not learning lessons in life, to the point even when they are going to die, they die as children. Wanaigua miario kai ucio ni muthuri kihie muno, aka though ni muthuri mitugo yake ni ya boy, ndari ya learn lessons, ndari ya learn how to be a man, ndari ya learn how to behave around people. You get what I'm saying? This is a very deep video, by the way. Ni kweli ni kuri godari goria go make ati language ni language ya saria ya gukwira niki hekidu gitagwo multiple crisis. Multiple crisis is when, for example, ukaigatwo nyumba ni kuremwo kuriha, andu magoka through magakuonekanira maucaria nyumba handu hangi twa gukomborera, ugatahwo ringi nyumba, ugatahwo indo ciothe ugatigwo nyitite mwana, ukaricharge kaundu ga ukanyingi ukahana ta wari ukaruka wira, ugathamia nyingi nyumba ya goro na gukire ya mbere to nenda go prove yourself. Wathi nyumba ya goro ugagura ma TV ki fridge ki twicirite no wari kavari, after 2 years nyingi ugatahwo ringi ugacoka kwa mamu wanyu na mattress na kanyau. You get what I'm going with this? So you are not learning, you are going through multiple crises. Though you are maturing, you've been in that circle for so long, to the point ati ginya wina miaka 50 ukaigua mamu wao ni aratahirwo. Tondu menya gutahwo tutiga kuona tu gutahwo kwa nyumba riria wina twana, ona gutahwo ginya riria wina business. Your business was closed down. You are stuck in that rotation, meaning you have not been learning your lessons. You are not able to look at the pattern, the circle, your rotation around the sun. Does that make sense? I know it's making sense. Now, kwe mundu igua ni oria wira akayo contract. No contract itathiete gukinya ri wira ucio hagoka kaundu ukauma. I was having a conversation twina Mojiru the other day, and though no ni day wa kwenjera, so after that ndirathire kwenjera horo ucio, because we were like, how comes every time this happens like this, some of them have to come through? Every time this happens like this, some of them. So that means somewhere you are missing the point, aka you are sinning. You are not seeing that loop and rotation, and you need to change something. If you are doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, then you are lost. So you are doing the same thing, you wake up the same way. Tawadu wesiria durwari ya kuwekira na kuguru kuriku. It's so automatic. Wadure ya yuri une doaji ya kuyoria. When you are putting on your underwear, do you start with your left leg or your right leg? Une jinuaji ya wesi. Enyatagia na kuriku. Egene joma kuga right. No dure wesiria. Because the day ugathi kugeria gwikira na kuguru kuria utari kuo niguo gwaga, niguo mekinyaga. Ugiwa thurwari uthi gwikira na kuguru kuria utari kuo niguo mekinyaga. Ugikorwo handu wika kaundu ukorererwo ni rabatara kuya thurwari wikire no nginya ekuhinge. Tondu woya ugathi gwikira kuguru kuria utari kuo egakuhinga. You get where I'm going with this? So because that is subconscious. So the same way wikiraga thurwari subconsciously, do yanda we yaku gana aja ikuru kwa right gana left, that's niguo kwajia gwikira. And for me to remind you, wikiraga underwear yaku kurigana kuguru kuria wajire gwikirwo ni muciari waku. Aiko muciari waku ari left handed, koguo wikira thurwari ya akamba na kuguru kwa right, au wikira thurwari ku niku wikiraga. Ogwa wikira left, gana ogo ni susu wanyu, gana ore wakurerire, kana whoever brought you up. or the first memory you can remember of putting your panties up. Kana rĩrĩa mwana ũkaha ũmenya gwĩkĩra thuruarĩ ũrĩa wanyitirwo thuruarĩ agĩkorwo akwenyita kĩande ĩkĩra thuruarĩ hanjia na kũgũrũ gũkũ agĩkorwo akwanjire na kũgũrũ kwa right kũu nĩkuo wĩkĩraga nakuo thuruarĩ up to date na ndũngĩcenjia. It's in your psyche, in your subconscious. Now those are some of the patterns that you are saying unless you sit down and decide to change. And it goes deep. You cannot change some of the rotations you are in unless you take your lazy ass and put it to work. Spiritualism is not laziness. Because for what you think is success here is not success for you. Do you know how that makes sense to you? So what is the most important is your mentality when you are living this world. Is your mentality a mentality that is willing to work? A mentality that is ready to accept that my birthday does not fall on the 15th only, because we know alignments change. We know that so that means you are open to all possibilities and you are not one-sided. You don't see life from one point only. You are not blinded. You are not in a program. You have the program. You have the task from the matrix. It's as easy as that. Now, how do you ascend? Because you can be with people no arora mundu ucio kona mutihanaine. Mundu ucio are doing almost the same thing, no ena charismatic gifts. Gibuku kiu mwitaga title gana Bible no igua andu makiari horo wa gibuku kiu gana title. It's just a book to me, okay? If you hold it dear to your heart, it's okay. I have books that I hold dear to my heart also. If I write my own book, I'll be holding it dear to my heart. Adinakura doka may hold dear to you. Everyone has a favorite book, a favorite movie, a favorite friend. I love reading that book, but I don't love the Bible. But I do love reading it. There are so many teachings. Gibuku kiu ri he andu gikwiraga ati wake mucie waku kuri utagikinyirwo ni ihuruta. So it's talking about you building a mentality. Your mind is your mind only. We can never know what is on your mind. Nikiwa mundu wakuria niki kihakiri giaku, most of the time you lie. Onadi wesiragia undu, but you are thinking even about detaching or leaving that person. You just got some bad dick. Now you are there. After, instead of cuddling on your phone. So they ask you, what's on your mind? You're like, no. No. The dick was lame. The dick was bad. So you can't wait to be gone. So you are reaching for your phone to look at the next appointment. It's not even worthy. Should I even spend the night? But when someone asks you, you never speak your mind. Because the mind is an awareness that don't change. The mind is dirty. Mind is dirty. When they say the mind is dirty, they don't mean the mind has bad or dirty thoughts. They just mean the mind is contaminated, aka the mind has too many things, too many programs going on. That is why they say you think, in a minute you think, I don't know how many words or thoughts. Anyway, now, how do you ascend? So you are creating a mentality. So you should be working on your mentalities. What is your mentalities? Your thoughts and feelings. Do you have high thoughts and feelings? Thoughts that are so high that they are open to all possibilities. AK, every time you come, every time you are doing your surrounding 1 year, muti okiogerera ring re. Muti ogerera 1 ring. Where? What are you adding to your mentality? Are you becoming more open-minded? Are you learning more things? Are you learning more possibilities? Are you learning new ways of doing things? Are you learning new ways of initiating conversations? Kana uturaga waragia ta mwana, aka mundu ucio wana muingi muno aragia ta mwana. Yani nduru watiga kwaria ta mwana uri ona wana. Kwa hiyo mundu ucio ni mugima no ena wana muingi muno, akona wana muingi muno. So though you have been growing as a person, yani you have not improved how you communicate or think, aka you are Mercury. There's a reason umaonaga jataja, there's a reason umaokona mweri, there's a reason uona rio ona mweri wonaga ki. Theicio ingi nacio ciku iguru to ti mahwa ri. Tonu uga we mwenyewe ni unjiraga ati Ngai aumbire kindu giothe na gitumi. We niwe unjiraga uguo ni ati ni uthomaga gibuku-ini kiu giaku. Ni gitumi kirimo giatumire indo icio ciombo. Itonu werirwo mothe mathirire haria no ignore. So how do you ascend? You can only ascend if you are willing to grow. If you are willing to let me give you an example. My mentality is now, I as a spirit, if I was to transform at this particular moment, aka if I was to go through death at this particular moment, if it was to happen at this particular moment, if it is to happen, and I'm already at age 7, and we are what you call the 5th race spiritually, but I'm already at age 7, so I'm at age 7 on the 5th spiritual race. So if I was to transform, for example, right now, I would go with my mentalities, my brain, my membrane, my mentalities, my thoughts and feelings, my experiences, aka if I was to be reincarnated or incarnated or go into another being, if I'm going to come back to this world, if I was to come back to this world to go into another being, I would go into a being that can contain my mind, my mentalities, aka ndigiciarwo he mwana wi gicagi ignorant tondu maya ndanona ndamonete. Ndigiciarwo he mwana wi a retarded. I cannot be a retarded child because my mind is already above that. I cannot be born as a special needs child. Special needs, keyword special needs. So my mind or my mentality would have to go into a being that can handle all that I know, because everything in my mind can be reactivated and remembered. So that means I'd have to go into a being. If there's a being into this world that is spiritually higher than me, I cannot go into that being. I cannot be born into that family. I can only be reborn or born or incarnated into a being that can hold my mind. So how big you grow your mind spiritually, like the more aware you are, is how you are going to be into the next life. Now we are talking of other verses, other dimensions. You're on a 3D. So on the 3 dimension, you're only aware of the things and the surroundings around you. 3D, the things surrounding you, that circle. That is why your eyes have to be round. You're only aware of the 360. Even the chameleon has a 360 view. You're only aware of your surroundings. 360, because you're in the 3D. Now when you go to the 4th, 5th and 6th dimension, you can be aware of higher things. The 720 na vitu zingine kama hiyo, aka making sense of things beyond your surroundings. That is what I mean by 720. Tone mwamenyerire kiria maundu kiria ogeciria ni kiria ni pseudo tondu menyete maundu mavuku. So 720 means you are able to go to see behind the scenes, to go whatever you are seeing now, you can go inside it or behind it. That is what I mean. Anything that is not even making sense for other people is now making sense for you. Now, niaje Denga? Poa sana.
Nataka kimbia kuchukua hapo ugali omena. Bana magoti yangu bado yananisumbua.
Bado ni gani nakuuma?
Right.
Enda ukuja tutengeneze. Si unipatie hii moja ama mbili.
Hizi ni zangu za kupiga luku.
Ile luku imeweza.
Na huyu ndio kama amepiga Gucci. Kwa piga Gucci juu chini.
Ulikuwa
tao.
Jana ama siku gani?
Leo asubuhi.
Ukatoa?
Tunatoa tu sasa hivi.
Umepiga picha, si utanitupia picha na juu
picha. Niko nipige picha. Hata nafanya nipige picha.
Si unionyesha ka kitu alafu uende. Sasa hivi nataka kuingia ama uko na haraka?
Nakuja sasa hivi. Tunaenda hapo nje.
Sawa utanipata. So let me finish this video and then I can go. I also needed that distraction ya kumuita because I need to go where he's going. So okay, someone is telling me to check my Instagram. So you ascend by learning new
things. You cannot be a sheltered person. For example, kwĩ andũ mareraga ciana ci very sheltered, ũkaigua mwana ũcio ndarĩ na people skills, mwana ũcio mwana kũu nja nĩ araumia tondũ arahota kũrelate na andũ. That is what I mean. So I'm going to go into details into this video of ascending. Maybe I need to work more on it, on how to bring it to you, on how you can ascend. Tondũ kwa ascend nĩ kumuga nĩ kwambatĩra. When you are ascending stairs, ascending comes with going up. Moragi horo wa guthi heaven. How are you going to go to heaven if you're not ascending, if you're not going up, if you're not spiraling out, if you're not getting more territories, if you're not let me give you an example. Mundu ta uyu witaga Bill wa ihingo ndikumugweta ritwa, mundu ta uyu witaga Musk Elon, mundu ta uyu witaga uyu wa Meta, uyu witaga Zuckerberg. So all those are mentalities. We see their mentalities in the world. When you think of Facebook, you think of Zuckerberg. So Facebook or Meta is a mindset, a mentality of Zuckerberg. So Zuckerberg as a mentality has gone the whole world. So Zuckerberg ona agiuma thĩ ĩno ndangĩcoka thĩ ĩno oke ingĩre mentality ya mũndũ, no akorirwo na genius ndiũĩ hana. Though ciana ciake, the descended thoughts and feelings can, na nikionaga technology na maundu maya mangi makirumirira ciana icio, because those are your descended thoughts and feelings. A family of techies, a family of people who are in petroleum, but the main mind, the one who comes up with that mind, they cannot get into a body that they were before. Their mind is too big, so they can only ascend. Nikio ona gitinda akimuhitiria mutingiuga ni akuona uru, ona mungimuhoera hati undu angika muru, tondu mentality yake ti ya thĩ ĩno. His mind is already above the 3D, all the way to the point he's now creating a metaverse. Do you know what is a metaverse? Do you know what is a verse? Toragi horo wake transversing. Tukari horo a verse in the Bible, to transverse. Tukari horo wa universe. So that energy of verse, in fact, Zuckerberg in the 9th dimension of thinking. A verse is beyond a galaxy. It's a universe. It's a metaverse. The word verse, V-E-R-C-E, it's something that can contain something, all the way to a vase. It's a mentality that anyway. This world is not our world. We came here to this world to learn something, and once you learn it, you detach and you keep moving. Keyword use. Use everything you see in this world. Keyword use. Use a car. Use a house. Use everything around you without getting attached. Do you need a car? Yes. Buy the car because you need the car. Use the car to get where you want to go to camp and do all that thing. But don't be attached to the car. Because you know so many people wakina Chris Kirubi wameacha magari kubwa kubwa. So once you understand how to hack life, you are going to understand how to ascend. Because if you are too stuck on the physical things, you are not going to ascend. You are going to be trapped in purgatory. You are going to be reincarnated. You are going to be trapped here for another 500 or another 1,000 years. Because everything that you see around you, you're supposed to use. That's all I can say for now. That's the best way I can give you. That's the best way I can remind you about that video. Now on the 12th of this month, this weekend we were at the national park. We were holding a barbecue in the park. Iretagwo Park and Chill. So all the people who own BMWs, BMW E47, we were with their owners there. It was a park, chill and park at the national park for the E47 owners. But Jegawa Mudhaka, I was the one who was okay, I was there. What I was doing there. On the 12th of this month, we'll be at Kikuyu. Now in whatever street, unless they cancel, to be a flea market. People will be selling their stuff and everything. I'll be there. If you want to come, you can come. Now, based on how we are doing on these channels, Facebook, YouTube, and all that drama. I have a mission in life. Okay, I have a solar plexus. I have a dick. I have a mission in life. Okay, so if my mission in life is not rhyming with what I'm doing on these pages and on all these things, if it's not making sense to me, then I can discontinue, because you have to make things make sense. So I have a time frame that I'm working on, this being year 6. So on that time frame, this is a disclaimer. Nigetha idia mungigokira mwage njega muthaka nyenda-ini ganaki mukamenya, because I can not tell you all my plans. Mukamenya gutinathi uria kurathi. I keep saying this. Teamwork make the dream work. This is year 6. They are coming together. They are mobilizing. They are releasing movies with the dates, with the information. Nidimukagirira hau page ni ndio gani muonaga. So teamwork make the dream work. If you are not building together with you as the audience, if you're not building together with your people, I don't need you. You don't need me. We only need people who are building with people, because that is the energy of 2022. It is the energy of sex, paying attention to something that you are creating. So if you are not creating together, then it's not worth the data band and all that. It's not worth it. Okay? So if you are not you for your own communication, if you are not for your own, if you're not whatever, if you are not sharing with your people, you don't even have to share my page. If you're not sharing what you're learning from me with other people, then you don't need me in your life. I hope whatever you get, you go and you share with the people around you. You share with the people in your work. You share it in your places of work. You take whatever you are learning back to your family. You're improving your relationships, your spouses, your children, the people, places, and things around you. If you're not doing that, then you're not growing. You're not ascending. Uhana mwana, ugu turauga, ukihana o mwana, ura mundu uragwa ni mundu mugima no na mitugo ya mwana. It means you're not changing. And Njega wa Muthaka jugaga, misery loves company. If that is the energy you want to be in, then I'll have to detach and look for a soul group that is about building, is about creating, is about that energy. Ni thayo.